Hey, it's author Cassie. Welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be talking about ideas. I'm going to give you 5 ways to find book ideas if you're struggling to come up with that story. I hope you like it. People ask me all the time, where do you get your ideas? Because they usually want to have ideas for books too. And the thing about me is I have no lack of ideas. And the reason I think it is I start looking for ideas everywhere. Anywhere that you go, wherever you work, any conversation you listen to can have a potential book idea in there. I go on a lot of walks with the people at work, and it's so funny because somebody will be explaining a situation or a story or something that somebody did, and I'm like, book idea, book idea, book idea. The challenge is having the time to write them all. Another thing you can do if you're finding a lack of ideas is to start playing the what if game. Any situation you're in, any people that you see, any people observing that you're doing, anything that you can just look at, just start saying what if, what if, what if. You can do this for a movie, you can do it for a daily situation, you can do it for people at work, you can just say, this is the situation that was there, but what if? And that's a good way to get ideas as well. My third bit of advice, if you're trying to come up with a story, is to just grab a character. It could be anything, just male, female, wizard, nymph, warlock, doesn't matter who they are, just somebody that you think you'd have fun with, and give them some sort of desire, some sort of want, something that they desperately would love to have. And then right after that, you need to flip it over and say, okay, but why can't they have it? What is in the way? Is it an antagonist? Is it an obstacle? Is it a fear? Is there a reason they can't get what they want? A whole point of a story is to have a character who's going after something and then everything that gets in the way. So if you can think of what they want and what's going to stop them from getting it, before you know it, all of a sudden you're going to have a whole bunch of scenes and part of your story already figured out. Cool, huh? My fourth bit of advice for coming up with story ideas is to take an idea, that is out there forever, so a fairy tale retelling or something, and start playing with it. If this is how the fairy tale is, what could you do to flip it upside down, to introduce a new element, to tell it from a different person's point of view? Taking those classic stories, those tales that we're allowed to play with, and just kind of messing with them can give you ideas. And maybe you might not use that fairy tale, but hopefully it can give you more ideas because you use that as a starting point. Okay, so my fifth bit of advice, if you're trying to come up with a story idea, is to start with your villain. Figure out kind of who they are and what they want, and then think of somebody who's completely opposite of your villain and would have a completely opposite goal that could be your hero, and just start pitting them against each other. See what you could do to make them bump heads, and all of a sudden you're going to start having scenes and a story come together. So anyway, those are my 5 tips for coming up with story ideas if you're searching for them. I hope you give a few of them a try, and if you have more ideas for coming up with ideas, I'd love to hear about them in the comments. Thanks so much. Have a great day and keep writing.